gentlemen, my name is Maurice Uenuma. I'm with Tripwire, and I'm here to talk about when things go boom, they break, or you suffer a breach. This is about managing chaos and complexity and lessons learned from a prior life. Following my graduation from the U.S. Naval Academy, I spent a decade as an officer in the Marine Corps in a variety of infantry and special operations roles. This included lots of training. It included, of course, no small dose of tedium, and it included real-world deployments to the Fertile Crescent of Mesopotamia and other desirable vacation destinations around the world. And after 9 years of that, being still a glutton for punishment, I transitioned into the IT field and traded in a blast-resistant vehicle for a snooping coworker-resistant cubicle and immersed myself in the complexities of IT. Now, here's what I mean when I say chaos and complexity. It's about doing inherently complex things that are difficult even under ideal circumstances, with many unknown, unexpected, uncontrollable variables in a contested field, meaning that there are bad guys, which is offensive to the utopian idealists or the postmodern relativists, but they're out there. And so what this can lead to is what we call a fog of war. This is a disorientation, uncertainty about our options, even doubt about ourselves, ultimately leading to a degraded ability to function normally. And as you know, and as I discovered, there's plenty of complexity and even chaos in IT. We give it innocuous names like unscheduled downtime, unreconciled changes, network anomalies, or just incidents. But the effect can be the same. It can be an emotional crisis, and it can be a mental one where we experience a loss of situational awareness, a loss of control, and ultimately leading to a sense of paralysis. So how do we get past this? How do we get from paralysis to decisive action within an environment of chaos and complexity? 3 things to keep in mind. First, we have to understand and keep moving what's called the OODA Loop. This is a model for what your brain does and needs to do in a crisis situation, from observe to orient to decide to act. Essentially, data input to contextual information leading to some sort of activity. The challenge is we often get stuck right at the orient, the observe and orient, because we want to collect more information, we want to reduce uncertainty, we want to make sure we've covered all the bases, and we're seeking greater clarity. The problem is we get stuck here in analysis paralysis, and we don't get the OODA Loop moving, which is what we need to do, because ultimately when the OODA Loop is moving, we're learning, we're adapting, we're adjusting, we're gaining momentum, and the bad guys have to react to us. So it's ultimately not about a 100% solution later, it's about something productive that we can do now to get the OODA Loop moving. So how do we move into decide and act? This is where we rely on excellence in the essentials. This is about doing what works most of the time. These are the checklists, the standard procedures, the response plans that reflect wisdom at scale. This is collective insight, experience, expertise that's kind of packaged in a form that's easy to use so that we can take concrete steps and begin to gain momentum. Certainly no shortage of checklists and detailed plans in the Marine Corps, but it's not about rigid adherence to a plan. It's about having a common point of departure, a strong foundation off of which to begin to move and gain ground. And we have that, of course, in IT and cyber. These are just examples, but things like the CIS critical controls provide a focus of effort, a prioritized list of things to do, and a good point of departure. Now, none of us as leaders have a monopoly on insight or wisdom. We actually need the insight and wisdom of everyone on the team. So in order to get that, as leaders, we have to communicate. Even if we don't have all the answers, even if we have to ask things that we don't want to ask, and we don't always have a plan for everyone. Because the goal is to get the collective OODA Loop going, right? As an organization, as a group, move past the analysis paralysis and begin to move effectively. So to summarize, it's about clarity through action, right? It's about a bias for action. By having a fast, effective OODA Loop, relying on excellence in the essentials, and working strong as a team. Chaos and complexity are a reality of life and work, but as my fellow Marines in 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines did in April of 2003, crossing into Baghdad across a broken, bombed-out bridge under fire. They got to the other side, and so can you. Thank you.